He's the one drinking beer. I'm drinking water.
2 touchdowns a game?
Yes, in the game.
You're tripping.
How you high? No,
Greatest fucking Super Bowl time.
I don't know what we're doing in that front office, man. Twiddling our fucking dick.
Ryan, I just need you to drink this.
Wide receiver trivia. That's what she said.
Her.
Fuck.
Her upset.
Are those crutches?
You can see Ryan's crutches. What is going on, folks? Welcome back to your favorite show on the internet. This is After Further Review, episode 273. I am still your Super Bowl bound co-host, Jalen Brown.
And I am still the one you love to hate, because I'm always right. Even over June Bud and Spade. Malin Dennis. Also Super Bowl bound, by the way.
I'm your other great co-host, Nestor. My team is in Cancun.
I am your other co-host, Junebug Spade. My team is also in Cancun.
And rolling in from the 253, staying in the same seat he was in when they won the NFC Championship. Not changed, not moved, not fucking eating a goddamn thing because he's afraid he's going to jinx his team in the Super Bowl. It is G-Money.
Not eating is crazy.
Yeah. So folks out there, G-Money will be eating. Okay.
We assure you he has eaten food. He's still alive.
I'm not gonna lie, when he said not fucking, I didn't know he was gonna follow it up with eating. I thought that was one of the things.
Folks, it is that time of the week again when your 5 favorite internet personalities cheers to a great show. And you are free to join us or not. Up to you, Billy. Ooh. All right.
Whiskey. Did I tell y'all I'm tired of the damn snow?
I'm sure you are.
As I look out my window, it just looks depressing.
You know, Cancun right
I
about
shouldn't
now
laugh.
sounds pretty good. Let's get into our first topic of the week, which is our NFL awards. Actual NFL awards are next weekend,
Mm-hmm.
but we're going to give our own breakdown who we think is going to win, like Offensive Player of the Year, Rookie of the Year, that type of stuff, MVP, and give a short explanation why. We don't have to go into too nitty gritty here because we have a incredibly long news segment, so I figured we wouldn't spend too much time on this portion. So, yeah, we're gonna give our NFL awards out about a week early than they will officially be named. So, yeah, we're gonna start off with Defensive Player of the Year. I would imagine I know where most of us are going here, but G-Money, you can start off first.
It's the only thing Cleveland's going to win. It is Defensive Player of the Year, Myles Garrett, because you set the sack record on a shitty team, and really you should have had them trade you because you got to get that sack record on any team. But Myles Garrett is the Defensive Player of the Year.
Do any of us not have Myles Garrett? Because I would like to hear from you individually. Oh, June, go ahead.
And I was going to pick Myles Garrett, but I knew everybody else was going to pick him. But I've been watching this guy all season. And Will Anderson Jr., man, has had a tremendous season. Of course, he didn't set the sack record, but he was the architect, and he was one of the reasons why that team, when C.J. Stroud was out, he kept that team afloat into getting into the playoffs. They didn't win the division, but they did make the playoffs. But it was because of Will Anderson, man. 38 solo tackles, 54 altogether, 12 sacks, 6 forced fumbles. His PFF was 92.3, 10 tackles for loss. I mean, this guy did everything on that defense. He was the captain, and he was the reason why that defense was so good. I know he's not going to win it, but I just wanted to give him a lot of props for the season that he had.
I'm not mad at that. I don't think it's blasphemous that his name should come up for that award. All right, let's move on to the next one here. Offensive Player of the Year. G-Money, we will start with you again.
This was a tough one for me. Went back and forth, looked at the numbers. I got to go with my man JSN over Puka Nacua. Got to. He had, I should know these by memory, but I'll say 1,793 yards receiving, 10 touchdowns, 15.1 yard average, 119 receptions. He was averaging 105 yards a game. I'm giving it to my man JSN because without him, the Seahawks wouldn't be quite where they were at. I really don't think so. Definitely not offensively.
June.
Yeah, and I'm going the opposite. I did pick Puka, and that was just because some of the just the eye test on both guys are great. I mean, they're 1A and 1B. Puka had 1,715 yards. I think JSN had 1,793 or something like that. So they both was right there within close to one another. Puka was about 125 yards a game, 13.3 yards a catch. So they was right there. So I knew the two Seahawk guys were going to go JSN. So I wanted to, give Puka a little love in that because Puka did have a tremendous season. I mean, he's probably going to win it overall. He's probably going to win, even over his quarterback Matthew Stafford. He's probably going to win the MVP, offensive MVP.
There we go. He's late.
Go ahead, Malin.
I'm gonna go with George Pickens, the number 1 wide receiver out of Dallas Cowboys. I'm kidding.
You had me there for a minute.
He was third in yards, by the way.
Yeah, it was not bad for a number 1, huh?
Mm.
No, I'm gonna go with JSN too. I mean, G-Money already threw the stats out there. I will say this that he's 35 yards away from being just the third wide receiver to have over 2,000 receiving yards, including playoffs and Super Bowl. So that's not bad. He's not going to break the record that Cooper Kupp has. And I also think that if Seattle's run game, the back half of the season hadn't have taken off the way it did, and they still had to rely on the pass, probably don't finish 14-3, but JSN probably has a lot closer to 2,000 yards.
Right.
So our offense went the way of the run game the second half of the year, and you saw a lot of that efficiency kind of like dial down a little bit towards the end of the season. But he showed you exactly who he is in the NFC Championship game. So I'm going to go with JSN.
Nestor.
Yeah, I agree. I go with JSN. Puka's just such a big target for Stafford. I just think JSN had more efficiency there. So
Yeah, I'm glad one of us picked Puka because I'm also going JSN. So I don't really need to add anything else more than that. But I think Puka also had just a fantastic. Like this NFC Championship game was such a great example.
Oh,
Both of those guys of like,
God.
you're talking two
Please.
of the best in the league.
Me and my cousin was talking, and both of us said, and we know that the Rams are probably going to fall off before Seattle would. But my God, can you imagine if this was the Super Bowl? Like if they was in the opposite, like if Seattle was still in the AFC? And just how great for those two guys to be on the biggest stage at the same time together, it would be like a ballet out there because they are both excellent wide receivers.
The shade that he just threw to the Patriots there is unmatched. That's great.
Okay.
No. I'm just talking about the two wide receivers. Shut up.
Patriots weren't there.
I mean,
The team. How great
This is
they
hypothetical.
I did not do that. You're an ass. I did not do that.
All right, let's go to Rookie of the Year. And G-Money, you can go first.
Oh, Rookie of the Year would be the wide receiver from Carolina. And I'm going to murder his name, but
McMillan.
Tatoria McMillan. Yeah, that's. I was thinking, I was torn, but considering that doesn't have a great quarterback, I had to go there. But I had also looked at. Let's see, where's my notes here? Trayvon Henderson. I looked at him. I thought, he was good. He was really good. But you look at Carolina and you're like, okay, who else do they have?
Yeah.
And they don't have a great quarterback.
June.
No, I did the same thing, G-Money. Me and G-Money on the same page. I picked McMillan too. I had three rookies I put down. I put a Jigma, I put Trayvon Henderson, and then I put McMillan down, and I put up all their stats. And McMillan, he wins. He didn't have this guy put up 1,000 yards receiving, 70 catches. I mean, I think that's pretty good. He's in some good company too, because I think Randy Moss and Terry Glenn, I think he's up in that realm of rookie receivers that put up big yards the rookie season. So, yeah.
Malin.
I'm actually going to go defense and say Nick Emanwari from Seattle. The man played. I haven't seen a rookie defender come into a scheme like this and just change what the defense can do so drastically, because he got hurt like 3 plays into the year. He missed 4 games. The defense was so completely different without him versus with him. Just the impact that he had, I think, 88 total tackles, 58 solo. He had a 2.5 sacks, an interception. But he was also blocking kicks in special teams. He could play safety. He could play the Sam linebacker. You could put him on the edge. He was all over the place. He could shadow somebody. He could, disguise very well, acting like he's going to blitz, roll back out into coverage. Just for the fact that we got him in the second round, like he's who we got for trading DK Metcalf. That second round pick was him. He's just a freak of nature. And so I noticed we didn't have offense and defense rookie of the year on here, so I decided to give the defense a little bit of shine.
Nestor.
Yeah, I gotta go with McMillan from the Panthers. He's simply ranked first in receiving yards and target, so I gotta give it to him as far as rookie of the year.
I went with a bit of a different direction here. Shedeur Sanders took my rookie of the year because if you go and you look,
shut up.
That's what I was gonna say. I didn't want to be obvious.
I know that was the big pick. Everyone wanted to go ahead and take, but I did not go Shador, surprisingly. I'm taking actually kind of a homer pick here, and I'm going Travion Henderson on mine because I really don't think that we get to this point to a Super Bowl if he didn't play the way that he did this year. And there were stretches of the season where Stevenson was out and Henderson had to carry the workload. He had a huge game against Tampa. He had another, I can't remember the other week, he had another big game shortly after that. But there was a stretch like in November and into December where he was playing exceptionally well. And that was, really the stretch that he made a name for himself. And I don't think that we end up in a Super Bowl if he wasn't that other half of the 1-2 punch with Ramondre Stevenson, especially when Ramondre went down for that segment there. So Henderson gets my rookie of the year. All right. Last and certainly not least, MVP, G Money. You are allowed to take Shador. I'm just letting you, he's available to be picked. Just putting that out there, but you can go ahead.
He was on my list. He was definitely on my list. And I looked at his stats and I'm like, maybe not this year, Shador. Maybe not this year, sir. Because rookies don't get MVP. But next year, the league needs to stand the fuck by. Because you're going to light it up and smoke it. So, as we all know, really the MVP came down to two players, and that's what it's going to do. It's going to be between Drake May and Matthew Stafford. I looked at the numbers, and I've seen, obviously, Stafford play 3 times, and I saw at least play against us. The only time I really saw May play was in the playoffs, which don't count because it's a little different, and you're definitely not going to count that in the MVP voting list. So looking at the yardage, looking at the completion record, I also looked at Drake May's rush for 450 yards. I mean, dude, man, you run, you throw. You're like a young Josh Allen. So, Drake May, your 2026 MVP.
I love it. June.
Yeah, I picked Drake May for the MVP this year. 4-13. The last 2 seasons there in New England, and you got a new head coach, you got a new system, and you bring this guy in next couple of years, and he performs really well, and he beats out Josh Allen. He outplays Josh Allen all season long to get to this point. And the guy who was the MVP, you're an MVP candidate. You're one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL, and you can't make it out the second round of the playoffs. And then the guy who beats you does and wins the division and goes to the Super Bowl. Drake May has to be your MVP.
Malin.
I love when June makes these definitive statements. He has to be it. Gotta be.
I think he's correct.
I actually went with Stafford on this one. And don't hate me, Jalen. I think what's going to happen here is 2 things. One, from the performance side, 46 touchdowns and 8 interceptions is wild. 65 completion percentage, 4,700 yards. I think they're going to turn the MVP this year, fair or not, into a Lifetime Achievement Award and give it to the old head Matt Stafford. With the thought of, May will be around again, they make decisions like that all the time. Like, they did it last year. Josh Allen got it when statistically, if you looked at it, Lamar Jackson should have gotten it. But they're like, it's Josh's time. He hasn't won one yet, and Lamar's already got a couple. And but then I also look at Stafford, and he's one of only 2 quarterbacks that Seattle's faced this year. It really had his way with him. And not only that, but had his way with us twice. like threw for over 350 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Did it in back-to-back games against us. And so in a league where the Seattle's defense has been having their way with opposing quarterbacks, Matt Stafford has been different. Outside of the other one was Baker Mayfield, and everyone thought he was going to be the MVP after that Seattle Bucks game. But yeah, I just think that this is probably the best year that Stafford's ever played. I think the numbers show it, and like I said, I think they're gonna give it to him as like it's your year, bud.
That's fair. Nestor.
I do agree that Stafford is probably going to win the award. I think May was the MVP this season. I value a lot more the QBR. It does account for that soft schedule that some people say that the Patriots had. And I just think Drake May was more efficient given that he didn't have guys like Puka Nacua and Adams and you name it, as far as receivers. I just think the kid was way more efficient. And he just had these plays throughout the season that got the Patriots where they are now. So definitely May.
Yeah, I gotta go Drake May. Drizzy Drake May, come on up to the stage, get your award, my guy, because I'm giving it to you, no doubt. I think Stafford, it wouldn't surprise me if he wins it. He probably will, because statistically speaking, strictly as a passer, he had a better year for sure, like touchdown-wise, yards-wise. But it's when you take into account the rushing yards and the efficiency, like the completion percentage, where Drake May has a bit of an edge there. But yeah, I mean, the moves that he made this year were just outstanding. So I would absolutely give him the award. But in reality, I think Stafford will probably end up winning it. But
yeah, I look at it as this. I'm looking at the games. You know, I know that it's a team game. First of all, it is a 100% team sport. But certain things that you look at, like the Philadelphia game for the Rams, and then the game when they had a chance to close out Seattle in Week 13 and take over the NFC totally, and they shat the bed, and then they shat the bed against Philly. You know what I mean? Those are things that and they were up on Philly, just like they was up on Seattle. Those two games changed the entire course for the Rams. They had to go be road warriors, which they did good. But Drake May took the path of least resistance. He said, "Fuck it, I'm just going to win my division." You know what I mean? So there was a difference there. That's why we give it to Drake over, and because some of those numbers are going to be a little bit inflated because of some of the situations. So
if they did take playoff games into account, who's your MVP?
oh, then it'd be Stafford.
it'd be Stafford, yeah, because he did do it on the road. But they both. I mean, New England had to go on the road for the last game in bad weather. Even though, Denver didn't have their quarterback, it's still, it's still a hostile. Denver still had the top defense, still playing out there. So
I will say, if Matt Stafford had to play in a freezing rainstorm and then a blizzard, his numbers probably wouldn't look as gaudy in the playoffs. But
it was snowing in the Chicago game for a while.
That's true.
Yeah, and it was cold.
Yeah.
It was super cold in the Chicago game. That's why I was hoping they'd lose, so we wouldn't have to play them. But
I know that's what I was saying. I was on the People's Podcast last night. There was a Bears fan that showed up like halfway through, and I was like, "You, sir,
You had one shot.
if you weren't gonna beat the Rams, like, don't give me hope like you were gonna beat them, and then not." Like, that was me.
Speaking of, shout out to Milton in the chat. Thank you for coming by and saying hello. Let's get into the news for the week because there is an abundance to get here. We've got NBA at the very end of the news, and we've got a bunch of NFL, a bunch of coaches making decisions on where they're going. So let's start off with not coaching related, but it kind of is. Bill Belichick will not be a first ballot Hall of Famer. What do you guys think about this?
And you knew it was going to happen. It was going to happen. Those writers were like, you know what? He'll get in next year, but he's not going to get in this year. They knew what they were doing. They knew exactly what they were doing. All that stuff that went down, they was like, And not saying, hey, Bill did what he had to do to win and compete. Because let's face it, if Bill didn't do what he did in New England, that was his last coaching job ever. That was going to be his last head coaching job ever. He was never going to get a chance to be a head coach again. If he didn't pull off something big in New England, that was going to be it for him. Because after that Cleveland debacle, people thought that was it. Then he came back, and then, of course, the big tuna decided to leave and said, I'll leave, but you got to give Bill the team. He did, and, the rest is history. But it was going to happen. He'll get in next year. I don't think he really cares because we've seen he doesn't care. We know how he is. He doesn't care. Okay? So.
I think he cares to some degree because I believe he commented on it and was like, clearly it's not based on my resume.
It's not.
Well, I mean, I think it is based a little bit on his resume because on his resume does have Spygate.
Right.
It is on there. And I'll say this: if it was only that the committee got together, and because this committee is a little bit different than the rest of the voters, right? Isn't it a little bit different with these people?
It's they're sports writers.
Yeah. If it's just that they don't think he should have been a first ballot Hall of Famer because of what happened with Spygate, I kind of throw Deflategate out. But because of that, and they didn't want to give him that honor of being a first ballot, and then that I guess I could go ahead and respect. But if it was really Bill Polian still not able to swallow that pill that Belichick just got the better of him when he was the GM of the Colts, it was going around convincing other people not to vote for him. If that's what happened, that's childish, in my opinion. So, if it was the first thing, then that's cool. And then Bill Polian comes out, and they asked him who he voted for, and he was like, I honestly can't remember. Fool, it was 2 weeks ago. And if you can't remember who you voted for 2 weeks ago, you shouldn't have a vote. So I do think there was some pettiness and jealousy involved. I don't think it had to do completely with what's all on his resume. I think there was a little bit of jealousy there. And you know how these sports writers get when their feelings get hurt. They're like, well, I'm going to have the last laugh here. I forgot that they had done something like this to T.O. Also, they left him off. Didn't let him be a first ballot. So I don't know. I think we're always going to have this when you have humans in charge of voting for stuff like this. I mean, Ken Griffey Jr. wasn't a unanimous election to the Hall of Fame because the New York Yankees writer wanted Jeter to be the first one to be unanimous. I mean, so there's always an angle with these things.
There's always an angle.
It's a bitch though, if that's really what he was doing.
and they're gonna do the same thing to Sean Payton too. When Sean Payton get up there, they're gonna do the same thing to him because of he wasn't well liked by the media guys,
right?
And he had the scandal with the Bounty Gate, so he's not going to be a first. If he gets voted in, he won't be first ballot either. It's going to be
Yeah, Milton says it's absurd even if you take away the first three. But go ahead, G Money.
I mean, I was going to say, being that sports writers are voting on this, we all can recall all the after game meetings they had when sports writers would ask him a question and he'd like,
You talk
we're on
about
to New York.
on to
We're,
Cincinnati.
we're on to New York. We're on to New York.
Yeah.
Well, what do you think about Brady throwing those two interceptions? We're on to New York. It's like you didn't want to. You treated them like they were lepers, and you didn't want to deal with them. And this is their way of saying "fuck you."
Yeah.
Maybe next year, and even next year is not a guarantee because you'll have other people on the ballot too.
Yeah.
And so it's not a guarantee. And it might be like 3 years, 4 years down the road before they let him in.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that sucks about it though, Jalen, in my opinion, when I look at it from like a Seahawk perspective, is that he's going to be creating a log jam for
I see.
other coaches. Like Mike Holmgren was a finalist last year, and he's not this year. Like until Belichick get in, other people like a Mike Holmgren, who I think deserves to be in there, even over the likes of Bill Cowher. I don't know how the fuck he's a Hall of Famer. But Mike Holmgren's not. Other coaches like that aren't going to have their shot until he gets in.
Small market versus big market. Pittsburgh Steelers versus Seattle. That's all it came down to. That's why Cal was in.
Let's go from one snub to one addition here. Shedeur Sanders, everyone's favorite quarterback, a Pro Bowler. He's going to, where the hell's the Pro? Is it in Orlando or Hawaii? One of the two.
In Hawaii, I think.
It's back to Hawaii.
This
Okay,
is,
good. That's good.
Yeah, I think it's in Orlando.
I'm
Yes.
confused. I'm confused about the guys who did not go. Did they ask anybody else first?
Well,
Trevor Lawrence didn't get the vote.
Trevor's busy.
I mean, they
understand
got.
that.
I mean, there are players that don't want to go, right? I mean,
Yeah.
you've got players that were selected that are in the playoffs, or going to the Super Bowl. You know, like, nah, man, I'm good. I don't need to go there. I don't. First of all, I don't want to go there. We're not doing anything. I can now go on vacation with my family if I'm not going to the Super Bowl, right? Some are rehabbing injuries, so they got selected, but they're rehabbing injuries, so they're not going to go. So then you get down to, okay, who do we have left? And who can we select that just maybe increase the viewership, because our viewership for the Pro Bowl sucks.
Mhm.
More people are watching paint dry on YouTube with a cat than are watching the Pro Bowl. So maybe if we toss out Shedeur Sanders, we'll get some viewers. Because as you said, where's it being played? I have no clue. And what channel? I don't know. I don't care, because I am not watching it. You know? I mean, Shedeur Sanders is selected for the Pro Bowl because nobody else is out there that wants to go or is able to go. Who cares?
Last time I watched a Pro Bowl, Tony Romo started as the quarterback.
God.
I think mine was Russell Wilson. And so, you know, I mean, yeah, it's just not that. Nobody cares about it, really. Nobody cares about the Pro Bowl. The only thing that it's something to add to your resume as a player. Pro Bowl selection.
And that's
Pro
why
Bowl quarterback.
And that's why I don't like it, though, is that I get why they would do it for a ratings thing. But like you just said, G-Money, like people are building a resume. It's actually kind of surprising to me that somebody like a Trevor Lawrence would not opt to have that, you know, like on his revenue. Like people use that for, you know, when it comes up for contracts again. They're like, hey, I'm 2-3-time Pro Bowler here, and it used to be something that was like an honor. And if they're gonna be doing people for like ratings and stuff like that, then we need to distinguish who's actually a Pro Bowler and got voted and who's a participant.
Right.
Right.
And have them go back and look at all this stuff and take Pro Bowls away from people that were asked after the fact. I know Russell Wilson would lose a few that would happen, so he wouldn't be a fan of that. But the Tyler Huntleys of the world, the Shedeur Sanders, I mean, damn, there's still quarterbacks that were more deserving. I mean, you want to talk about ratings? I think it'd be funnier than hell if you had Philip Rivers out there, if you wanted somebody in the Pro Bowl. But the fact that it's like a resume builder, the next head coach of the Cleveland Browns is going to have enough trouble coaching that team without managing Shedeur Sanders with, hey, I was a Pro Bowler last year. The fans be like, he's a Pro Bowl quarterback. What are you doing? You can't, like, you know what I mean? It's just
realizing
it's just laughable, and it takes away the credibility of that being like next to your name a little bit when Huntley's and Shedeur Sanders and stuff. But I agree with G Money. They knew what they were doing. The NFL knew exactly what they were doing when they did it. They're like, ooh, probably don't want to just talk Seahawks and Patriots for a full 2 weeks, so we're gonna go ahead and throw in Shedeur Sanders in the Pro Bowl and not elect Belichick into the Hall of Fame. How do you guys like that news cycle?
I did not think about the Shedeur stands, and now they'll have one missile in their ammo box come next year. Like, they're not playing Pro Bowler Shedeur Sanders.
He's black. If he was a white Pro Bowler, he'd be playing.
Well, he's replacing Drake May.
Yeah.
Because obviously Drake May is playing in the Super Bowl.
Does CJ Stroud not want to go? I don't understand.
I don't think the NFL wanted CJ Stroud, to be honest with you. I bet he called them and they put him on voicemail.
Yeah. What I don't understand is why doesn't the NFL just I believe the NBA does it with the All-Star games. Like if the player is hurt, then they're still that player's still the All-Star, and then they'll find someone else to come play in their place. But the fill-in is not an All-Star; they're just playing in their place.
You're a participant. That's what they need to do. They need to just you're a Pro Bowl participant,
right?
But you're not a bowler.
Right. Well, also, I think that should be a game. I think you should have to play a minimum number of games too. I think you should have to play at least 12 games to be considered a Pro Bowler.
I'll try to keep my man Philip Rivers at the Pro Bowl, man. You got Pat's over for the Bills job. Give him something.
You think that wasn't a good choice as head coach?
I don't know. It could have been. I mean, it could have been a good choice.
They were hoping that he was going to. Go ahead and let Philip Rivers.
Please
all his kids can be the coordinator.
Fill out the whole staff. All right. Well, we'll all be watching Shedeur in Honolulu. So, Browns. Speaking of the Browns, we're just tying one thing after the next. Browns hiring Todd Monken as their head coach. Former Ravens OC said, "Come on in. You know us fairly well, so this shouldn't be too hard of a transition. You've got Lamar, we've got Shedeur, seamless." What you guys think about this one?
I don't even know who this dude is.
Well, good for him, right? You increase your salary probably fivefold. You get talking about putting things on your resume. You get to put head coach of the Cleveland Browns on there because you're probably going to get fired in like 3 years. He was he was a quarterbacks coach with the Rams, I believe. I know he was on the Georgia team there when they had Jeff Stidham as their quarterback. So, look, everybody started pulling their name from the Browns saying, "Oh no, I actually got to see your team. Nah, I'm good, man. I'm going to stay where I'm at. I'm unemployed and going to stay unemployed." because that's a shit sandwich that I don't feel like I want to eat. And Monken was going like, I get the opportunity to be a head coach, man. This is what I've lived for. I don't care if it's a shit sandwich. I'll put goddamn Tabasco on it and eat it.
I think it came out. I forget who it was that pulled their name out of the hat for it. But there was someone that pulled their name out, and the medium asked them why, and they were like, there's just a lot of extra stuff when it comes to interviewing for the Cleveland Browns, which is weird that theirs is extra as they are. Like they were talking about, like you would have homework assignments and essays that you would have to turn in between the first and second interview. They were making you do personality tests and like all this extra stuff that like other teams aren't doing. So when you really sit back and think about it, like, why am I gonna go through all this extra stuff for the Browns? Like what? Like that doesn't make any sense. Essay, like what? I mean, even the draft got rid of the Wonderlic test, I think. I don't know. It's the Browns. They let go of their head coach that quickly became one of the most sought after head coaches on the market for another team. And then you hire an offensive coordinator from someone in your own division where that offense underachieved throughout the year, which I guess fits your personality of underachieving as a franchise. So whatever. There's only two. Isn't it just the Cardinals and the Raiders left?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's it.
He didn't utilize Derrick Henry well with the Ravens. So it'll be interesting to see how he utilizes Quinshon Judkins at the Browns, because I think the kid has really good, like he's really talented. So I don't know. I feel like he's going into like a very high hurdle here with the Browns.
I mean, why run the ball when you got a Pro Bowl quarterback?
That's right.
That's what I'm saying.
Hey,
Well, my thing is too, who he's going to choose for the defensive coordinator, because if he doesn't choose the right person, you may see Myles Garrett finally stand up and say, "Yep, it's time to go." You may see that. So he's going to have to be very selective in who he's choosing as his defensive coordinator.
Yeah, because
I don't know if
the defensive coordinator quit once he didn't Schwartz. Once he didn't get the job, they're like, "Oh, so hey, here I am. I look at your defense, but you don't think I'm a head coach? Okay, fine. I'm gone. I'm out of here." I can see him going to Cincinnati and being the defensive coordinator there, just to spite them. Like, yeah.
I wish somebody would give me an essay to what?
To coach football, to coach a child sport.
And you're the worst company in this. Okay, yeah, I'll get right back to you on that one. Go ahead and wait for it.
Go ahead and wait for it.
Next, Bernie Kosar is your greatest quarterback. Get out of here. Get out of my face.
It got lost in the mail because of all the storms. Don't worry, guys. I'm still.
It's still coming though. Next coach, Joe Brady. He got a promotion. He's now the head coach of the Buffalo Bills.
Who?
Good old Joe.
This is the least worst possible thing the Bills could have done.
They did the same thing.
Given the choices,
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand why you fired McDermott if you were just going to hire someone else from within the organization. Like, if you thought you needed a culture change, if you think that's what you need, then you don't just hire the OC of that the head coach had before. Like, it's not.
So
it was a head.
Here's my thought on that. Right. So he's a really good OC. They were afraid, and rightfully so. You hire a new coach comes in, right away he goes like, and this is probably what happened when they were interviewing. They probably said, we want to keep Joe Brady as our offensive coordinator. And when you interview coaches that want to be head coach, they're like, yeah, no, I want my own OC, my own DC. I don't want you guys making those choices for me. I'm the head coach. I should be able to hire my coaching staff. And they probably told him, no, that's not how that works here. And so all of a sudden, people they might have been interested in hiring all said, nah, I'm good. And so they were left with, okay, who's left? And if everybody says the same thing, then we need to promote from within. And then the thought is, well, maybe we shouldn't have fired McDermott, but that's too late now. I don't think we can ask him to come back. So I can see how that happened. And he's a good offensive coordinator, and he would probably get a head coaching position somewhere else in the next year or two. So, yeah, when you look at what's left, and if indeed that was one of the conditions of taking the head coaching position is that you had to keep Brady on as your OC, a lot of coaches say, no, I don't want to do that.
I mean, you got a guy you got Kubiak. I know he's still coaching, right? And then you got Vance Joseph, right? Kubiak's gone, baby, buddy. You can keep it. And you got Vance Joseph. Vance Joseph's name he's at the top. Him and Kubiak are the two coordinators that are at the top of the list, right? I guarantee you that Vance Joseph, if he didn't have an OC in mind, I bet you Vance Joseph would have probably listened to them talk about keeping Joe Brady on as the offensive coordinator. But then again, it could have been Joe Brady saying, I'm not going to stay here unless I get the head coaching job. That could have been something too. And it could have been Josh Allen saying, look, I trust this guy. He's a good offensive coordinator. I'm too afraid to start over again because Josh Allen say, I think we're very close. I think we can do it. So there probably was a lot of factors on why they chose Brady for that position. But it's one of those things where I don't know if that was the right decision for this organization. G-Money is right. I think it was time to change the culture because the culture just kept coming up short. This was the most coming up short culture there was for the last 9 years. And I'm sorry, did you got something to say?
If they asking Josh Allen was like, they knew you're asking him a rhetorical question. Like, what would you want him to say? Like, obviously he knows the man very well. Like, you were just asking him that just to basically get him to sign off on what you wanted in the first place. You didn't actually want his opinion.
Well, and I'll say this: if it was one of those things where the Bills were not willing to let go of Joe Brady, then I could see why every head coach would say no. Like, I don't want to do that. I mean, because what comes to mind is like you just have your replacement on your coaching staff when you have a bad year. If they think that highly of the coordinator, think of June. You'll know this with the Cowboys with Wade Phillips. And
Right.
Like Wade Phillips, man, always looking over his shoulder, and Jerry Jones out there, hugging on Jason Garrett, so great. No coach wants to coach like that. And constantly feel like their replacement, because then like the power struggle in the room ain't the same. You're like the coordinator is almost on the same level as you because the organization loves them that much. So I could see why that would scare people away, and maybe he turns out to be a great coach. I don't know.
I
mean, he's got the talent on that team.
Within the next couple of years, no one's going to look smarter or happier than Sean McDermott. That's just my prediction. Let's go next hire. All right, Mike McCarthy. He goes to Pittsburgh. June, I am curious to what you think about this since you've had plenty of experience with Mike McCarthy.
Okay, so here's my deal with Mike McCarthy. I had no problem with Mike McCarthy, but the problem with Mike McCarthy was he lost. He didn't instill discipline. And a couple of guys, they were on the radio and they talked about that in Dallas. He let a couple of guys do what they wanted to do, and it kind of brought down some of the locker room. And I heard that back in Green Bay too. One of the reasons he got let go in Green Bay. But I'm curious about him. When he took over Green Bay, he had a young Aaron Rodgers. Great. Went to the Pro Bowl, got a Super Bowl. Great. When he took over Dallas, he had Dak Prescott, 3 straight 12-5 seasons, bunch of Pro Bowlers, top offense, top defenses, blah, blah, blah. I'm curious to see how he's going to do with Pittsburgh with not having a quarterback. That's going to be curious because he hasn't developed a quarterback in a long time. So it's going to be curious to me to see what he does coming in, taking on this offense without a quarterback. So I'm curious to see. I don't think they're going to go 9-8. I mean, I think they're going to have a struggle year. I think they have a couple of struggle years because he's got to get a quarterback into the system. They got to draft a quarterback into this system. So
I think you're going to see good old Aaron Rodgers make a reunion.
Oh God.
Yeah, Mike McCarthy.
He can't move.
Mike McCarthy has already come out and said
I saw the interview
to have Aaron Rodgers come back. Aaron Rodgers said that he's open to coming back to the NFL, not necessarily the Steelers. But he's also taught very glowingly of Mike McCarthy. They've mended their fences from their Packers days. And I think what Pittsburgh is going to do is like, hey, what can we do to stay competitive, get some draft capital, and go after a quarterback next year? They're not going to get a quarterback in this draft that's worth a damn. But I mean, I feel it's weird that someone brought this up because, of course, like everyone is like, not maybe unimpressed, but like it doesn't really move the needle on Mike McCarthy being the head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers, right?
Right.
But everyone was lauding the New York Giants bringing on John Harbaugh, even though McCarthy and Harbaugh pretty much have the same resume over the last 15 years. They've each won one Super Bowl. They've gone to the playoffs, a bunch of times, come up short after that. Their winning percentage is pretty much damn near the same. They both are not like Mike McCarthy is past the days of calling plays himself. He's more of a manager of the men and the coaching staff, just like Harbaugh is. And so if people were excited about Harbaugh going to the Giants, yet lackluster about McCarthy going to the Steelers, I think that's just more of a personality thing of people not liking McCarthy. But it's weird because their last 3 coaches, Null, Cowher, and Tomlin, they hired those guys in their mid-30s, kept them around forever. McCarthy's 62 years old?
Mm-hmm.
I think he's sticking around for 20 years. Like these. So I don't know. It was a little bit of a different stretch, but you want to talk about thinking, okay, we need to bring in a different kind of culture. I think you definitely did that. I'm just not really sure what culture you're getting, but it's going to be different.
All right, let's keep it moving here. Last NFL coaching hire, Jesse Minter becomes the new coach of the Ravens. And he was, where was he before?
He was the Chargers, I think. Chargers defensive coordinator, I think.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Interesting hire.
Interesting. I mean, it's one of those hires where you just scratch your head. You sit back and you say, okay, what are we looking at here? We have a Pro Bowl. I said Pro Bowl. You have an MVP quarterback. You have a running back that's probably one of the best running backs of all time. And you bring this guy in that nobody knows. It's going to be about who he brings in the coaching staff. It's with some of these guys who we talk about right now, it has to be about their coaching staff. That's what it has to be about. And if they don't bring in the right coaches into their coaching staff, and you're not going to bring in, and hey, you're not, you're like Jim Schwartz will probably, because Jim Schwartz will never get a head coaching job again. That man will never head coach again. He's had chances and he's screwed everywhere he went. But you can bring in a Jim Schwartz, as your coordinator. You can bring in Mike McDaniels is gone. You can bring in one of these guys that just got fired that's not looking for that pressure right now. So it's something that you have to look at because you're not going to get some of these guys like your top rated. Like you're not going to get your Kubiaks or your Vance Josephs. Those guys are going to be going somewhere to be a head coach. But you can bring in a head coach that might, like Raheem Morris. Raheem Morris would be great to probably go to a team and be the defensive coordinator for like the Baltimore Ravens. If Jesse Minter knows him, if they know each other, go to the Buffalo Bills or something like that. That's the kind of guy they're going to have to bring in with these lesser known coaches to be able to get their staffs up and running. And so
I saw Cliff Kingsbury's name associated with the Ravens a little bit for the OC position.
Mm-hmm.
But I think G Money and then I'll let you go, G Money. I think you and I are very happy that the Ravens held on to their head coach a couple years longer than they should have, because they had Mike McDonald sitting right there. And
their fans aren't happy about that.
So I'm very thankful for the Ravens not being able to get rid of Harbaugh before that. Go ahead, G Money.
So you wonder about Minter, right? So he basically made the Chargers a top 8 defensive team. And as we've all said, since that defensive coordinator left a couple of years ago to become our head coach, that defense has nosedived. So that's why you hire him. You hire him for his defensive acumen. And if they do hire, if Cliff Kingsbury cannot get a head coaching job, he's not going back to Arizona. I don't think he's going to go there. So that just leaves Vegas. Vegas probably is not going to hire him, but who knows? That would be a good spot for him as an OC. That'd be a real good spot for him. Mm-hmm. And you could see a resurgent Baltimore team.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's why they hired Minter, because of what he did with the defense and with the Chargers.
And Kingsbury is a very good offensive coordinator. He's a lousy head coach, but offensive coordinator, I can see him doing that. And if you take it, if Jesse Minter really want to make a splash, if he could convince a Raheem Morris to come up there and a Cliff Kingsbury and put them both on your staff, guys who have head coach experience and very good coordinators, you can see that team really going forward this year and probably being back on top in this division. But who knows we'll see what the guy does with his team.
All right. Let's get into the only piece of NBA news here. And that is this. Sorry, what did you say?
We're not going to a break?
I did add in the Giannis trade rumor.
Oh, Giannis. Okay, I didn't see that. Okay.
Yeah. The story that never ceases to just go away. Giannis is apparently, or I should say that teams are apparently now actually putting in serious offers to the Bucks in exchange for Giannis. Am I the only person that's tired of hearing about Giannis in trade rumors?
Oh, my gosh. It's a never-ending story.
I feel like Giannis and the Bucks are like that one couple we all know that breaks up and gets back together every other week. And you're like, stop telling us about this at this point. Like, please make a decision or just shut up. I don't get it. I really don't see anything happening until the summertime, maybe the summertime. But right now, who is going to put together a serious offer? Who's going to want to hit that second apron tax? What are we really talking about here?
For a guy that's missed at least 30 games a year the last 2 years and is going to it's even more than that this year.
Yeah.
These names, they always they wait too long to ask for the trade. They wait too long into their careers where they're more named than they are productivity on the court. But anyone that we were talking about 3 months ago that should go after him, I don't think any of them should now.
Right. Let me ask you a question. I'm just throwing out a hypothetical. Don't bite my head off, Malin. Would you see a team like San Antonio go after Giannis?
I don't think so, because I don't think they want to break up that young. It to me, that'd be like if OKC with their young nucleus a couple years ago went after someone like Dame. Like let's get Dame in here. Because they tried that a couple times with some people like Paul George and stuff. Let's get a name in here in OKC. And they had something building in OKC, and it turned into an NBA championship. And I feel like if Wembanyama can stay healthy, I feel like the Spurs are kind of on the same trajectory. And why take on that? Like, I don't think Giannis would make them that much better than what they are now. And you're taking on a huge financial, and they're a small market team.
Okay.
You're gonna have to pay some of these young guys at some point, anyways. I don't see it, but I mean, there's been NBA teams that make boneheaded decisions before, so.
I mean, rumor has it that the Knicks want Giannis. But to get Giannis, they have to trade Cat.
Right.
They don't have
well, no, they trade Cat, right?
Oh, I didn't say
Karl
capital.
Anthony Towns.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you meant they had to trade draft capital. I'm sorry.
No, well, Milwaukee has no draft capital. They've given up their picks. But no, so you'd have to trade Cat to another team, get pieces, and then it's just convoluted. And I think Jalen's right. I think nothing happens with Giannis until the summer, when people can figure out where they're at and everything. Because, so Giannis is injured. AD, of course, wants to be traded. He's injured. Memphis wants to trade Jay Moran, and he's injured. It's like, what team wants to step up and trade for any of these players that are injured that you don't know when they're going to come back? They're going to hit your salary cap hard. And who's to say, if you found like a team like San Antonio that probably has the space on the cap right now, what would Milwaukee want? Would they want draft picks? Do they want like the draft picks and players, young players? Probably. Are you willing to give that up? Maybe draft picks, maybe.
Yeah.
But you don't want to give up any of your young nucleus. That makes no sense. I mean, you would if you could do a deal like Washington, like Atlanta did with Trae Young, where you get second round picks. They do that probably in a heartbeat. Give us some second round picks, and that's all I'm giving you. I'll give you a player that's maybe a salary dump, and you can dump him next year, or his salary will expire this year, so it won't hurt you that much. But other than that,
Next, I was thinking about you when I was thinking about that too. What about Miami? Miami always has money. For some reason, Miami always has money. I don't understand it. This team always has money.
I like that they are consistently staying in that top 8. I'm pretty sure they lost today against Orlando. They managed to do that. I think they do have a bit of a culture there. I wouldn't say, enough to get them a ring, with no money. So yeah, maybe if they bring in Giannis, something can happen. I don't know. We seem to be able to do that. Bring in talent.
Yeah.
And and get something going. So, but we gotta give him some help, though. And
Oh, don't you got Tyler Hero?
Yeah, that's not help. That's hurt.
Yeah.
Maybe that new kid Kel out.
I was actually thinking Miami a little bit, June, just because Pat Riley doesn't give a shit. He's like free agent or not free agent, but like somebody we can trade for.
Right. If there's a deal to be made.
Somebody's on the block.
So I don't give a fuck about no taxes, no nothing. Giannis, come on down.
It's like, hell, I don't have to pay him. The owner has to pay him, not my money.
I love how the Heat culture thing is still alive and well. I just think that's wonderful. Your culture was you brought in LeBron James, and then he left, and y'all
We had
stand
D-Wade. We had D-Wade.
up.
Yeah, D-Wade, LeBron, and Chris Bosh.
Your culture was one of the more talented rosters in the NBA. That was your culture.
Yeah,
Man,
it was a good culture.
They're like the Pittsburgh Steelers of the NBA right now. Yeah, culture, baby.
all right, we're going to go to a break. When we come back, June, are you taking off in the halftime?
I think the plane was delayed, so I think we're good. So. But we'll see. I got to keep my eye on my phone. Got to keep my eye.
June is on call, so we'll be back with our NBA check-in and Ride or Die in 5. So sit tight. We'll be back in about 10 minutes.
C'est Louis, oui, il fait à peu près.
John Harbaugh is going to be the new coach of the New York Giants. The deal isn't done yet, but it looks like that will be happening. Giants fans, what do you think about your new head coach? Me not being a Giants fan, I think it's a great fit. He's taken over a team that's got an array of young talent, especially on offense. You've got Jackson Dart, Malik Neighbors, Cam Scatterboo will be back, Darius Slate in there. And John Harbaugh was proving in Baltimore that he was pretty good at developing younger players, and Lamar Jackson, Mark Andrews, Zay Flowers. So I think on both sides of the ball, man, I think this is a great fit for the Giants. The Giants fans, we want to hear from you. What do you think about your new head coach?
You guys want to know what Jalen Hurts' career is going to sum up as? If you took Joe Flacco and combined him with Tyrod Taylor, that is going to be Jalen Hurts' career. That's him. You're gonna win a Super Bowl. You're gonna have a decent postseason record. You're gonna hang around for a long time, but that's going to be your career.
Panthers got to be kicking themselves right now. They had LA on the ropes. Bryce Young played a hell of a game. One of the best games I've seen him play. I don't watch a lot of the Panthers. Their defense played so well. The touchdown pass from Stafford to Parkinson, though, to end the game, basically the game-winning touchdown. That was, what a throw, what a catch. I feel like if you're a Panthers fan, you can't be very upset with the offense or the defense because they played so well. Just the Rams essentially had too much time left on the clock to go and take the lead back, and that was it. I don't know, if you're a Panthers fan, I guess you can maybe go back and look at some of the mistakes in the first half of the game. You know, had you not made those, probably wouldn't have been in a better position at the end of the game. Outside of that, I thought the Panthers had it. I really did. Put Willis in run RPO. We needed a different style quarterback at that moment. Not taking anything from Love. He had a great game.
Or you run the fucking ball with Josh Jacobs. Like, who
There it
takes
is.
out
And there it
Jordan
is.
Love? This completed
Preach.
60% of his passes. Oh, but let's take him out from Malik Willis. You
Exactly.
goddamn
What the
Brandon
fuck are
son of
people
a
talking?
bitch.
What are y'all talking about?
Brandon son of a bitch. Any Packers fan that says that they think that Malik Willis should have come into the game inside the 30 on the last drive of the game,
Oh, come on.
you're
bro.
a fucking idiot. And you're probably
Mhm.
one of those people that has a certificate hanging up in your wooden panel den. In
He said wooden panel.
Circa 1970s.
We're going to a Nets game because we're crazy heads and we saw that tickets were $10. We're gonna go see, who are we seeing?
The Jazz and the Nets.
Two best teams in the NBA.
Yeah, they're the best at something.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going
Entertainment.
to the Barclays Center. We're taking the train, subway, as you can see.
Yeah, there's like literally no one here.
Tip off is in like 5 minutes. So,
It already happened.
oh, never mind. Game just started.
I've not been over here except driving. Shout out Rodney.
Yeah,
Mr. Brown.
Shout out my dad. Last time I saw the Nets play was with him in Orlando.
Yeah.
Probably like a decade ago.
Do you have your favorite like grocery store?
Publix. I do literally like Trader Joe's though.
Yeah.
How you doing? You have any bracelets on? Is it allowed to take those off?
It's like, are you kidding me? Me?
Just the same.
Perfect.
Okay, Bridget, what do you think of your spicy margarita?
It's not spicy. What's that place that with jungle something that we went in St. Pete? It's no curry, jungle, spicy marg, tequila, and mango puree, and then there's just tahini on the rim. So it's not the best, but it's a margarita, and there's enough of it to get me drunk for the next hour.
I decided to give someone else a chance. They were fucking incompetent. Not my fault. They're incompetent. And if you want to let me go, fine.
Y'all made me take that boy. I didn't want his ass. I clearly showed y'all I did not want his ass. Everybody get hurt. Y'all made me have to play him. Now y'all mad at me.
I gotta be honest with you guys, I don't even know why you're firing me. Like, I've seen a lot of good things happen here. This ball club was doing great things. There's a lot of positivity happening with this team. Y'all saw Geno Smith. It's been fun. I thought we had a great year. But you guys want to go in a different direction. That's fine.
I'm just happy to get out of this hot ass state and go on my cruise with hopefully Mike McDaniels.
This that bullshit that be going on, and y'all be blaming on everybody else. I just won you 4 games in a row. If it wasn't for me, we wouldn't have won those 4 games, was it? That's all right, though.
Hey,
Why?
That shit was pass
Why?
interference, nigga.
It was passing.
That's a quiet ass bar.
Man, this is quiet. Why is it so quiet over here?
We've seen him, twice in the playoffs now? And he's looked this way both times. Harbaugh, this offseason, is going to have to take a long look at Justin Herbert and probably sit down, talk with the kid and say, hey, I expect us to be in the playoffs every year that I'm coaching here and you as my quarterback. So we got to figure out what we need to do to get you to feel comfortable while you're in the playoffs. He missed a lot of plays. I know the code probably had a lot to do with it. The balls was selling on him a few times. Justin Herbert just didn't seem comfortable the entire game. And that's something that they're going to have to work with him. And I know it wasn't a home game, you on the road, but hey, he got to understand, you're going to have to play on the road in the playoffs. Unless you're the number 1 seed, you better get comfortable on the road. I mean, hell, even Josh Allen had to find it out. He was 0-5 and he finally pulled one out. He got to figure out what's wrong with him when he gets on the road in the playoffs, and that's something that Harbaugh's got all offseason to really get to.
Out of all these teams here that have been eliminated from the playoffs, 2 questions. Which one do you think should be the most optimistic going forward? And who do you think should be the most pessimistic going forward? For me, optimistic, there's a few teams that come to mind here, like Carolina, I think Green Bay. Both should be very, very optimistic about their future. But if I could just pick one, it's got to be the Chicago Bears. That team put on one hell of a show this season, and they've got a very promising future ahead of them. Pessimistic wise, there was a couple that came to mind. Like, there's a big question mark with Buffalo and what their next chapter is going to look like. But if I could only pick one team, it's got to be Pittsburgh. It seems like they're about to head into the dark ages, and they're going to need to rebuild. They've been putting it off long enough, and now they're at the point where they just need a complete reset, including head coach. But we want to know, which two of these playoff teams do you think should be the most optimistic and pessimistic moving forward? Bills fans, what do you think about the Bills firing Sean McDermott? Coached the team for 9 years, another playoff loss in the divisional round this time to the Denver Broncos, and now he's out of there. Are you happy he's fired? Upset? Let us know in the comments below. And of course, is there anybody that you have your eyes on to replace him going forward? Welcome back, folks. Second half of your favorite show on the internet, AFR, episode 273, part 2. We're all still here, and we are all going to take a second half shot, I think.
Shot of water.
There it is.
Oh, why'd I do that?
What the fuck happened to you, June?
Oh,
What was that?
I mean, you got to prepare yourself for the shot there, June.
It looked like
you got to
June
do it.
years ago when we started this show, man. When
No,
we
put it
first started
down.
the show, anytime Jalen took a shot,
No.
you'd have this pause and you'd have this, and then you'd be able to get into it. But it would like that shot would steal his soul for like 3 seconds.
Yeah, for a few moments. And then you just get older, and then it's not really a thing. I don't know if it's a pro or a con, but needless to say, let's get into the second half of your favorite show on the internet, and we're going to start off with a check-in on the NBA, everyone's favorite league to bet money on, because it's every night. So, I figured we'd start with a team that has surprised us in a positive way. Then we can also get into a team that has surprised us in a negative way. And then who is our sleeper right now? A team that no one is really talking about, but you think is flying under the radar and is going to have some sort of postseason success. Maybe it's just a team that might just make the playoffs, but depending on how you want to define that. Let's start off with a positive surprise. G-Money, who is that for you?
I actually have two. The number one is Boston. I don't think any of us here thought Boston would be where it is at, with the injuries and the fact that you basically looked at the salary cap and like, yeah, no, we can't keep you, Drew. Sorry, man. Porzingis, yeah, it's nice having you here, winning the championship and everything, but you're gone. So them, definitely. And in the West, Phoenix, because Phoenix covered a lot of people too, and you didn't see them being where they're at. I figured they'd be fighting New Orleans and everything, Sacramento, Utah for the worst record in the West, but they're actually fairly decent, and they're sixth right now in the West. So those are my two. Big one, of course, being Boston, because I sure as hell didn't expect them to be where they're at.
I'm gonna go real quick here because I also have Boston as my big surprise. This was supposed to be somewhat of a rebuild year. Tatum hurt. We get rid of the kind of remnants of the championship team. And the fact that we have dudes like Peyton Pritchard stepping up big time. Obviously, Derek White, he's always been Derek White. But we've had new faces like Keita, our center. My God, did not see that coming out of him. He's just been an absolute like traditional defensive center, great piece. Luka Garza, Walsh has been a standout. Like all of these just kind of no-name guys that have stepped up big time, and it's like, damn, Brad Stevens does it again. But most notably, Jaylen Brown. He was called on to like, hey, Tatum is going to be gone. It's going to be kind of your team for at least a whole year here. And he has stepped into that role, no problem. Man's averaging almost 30 points a night. He's a bona fide star. He's doing his thing right now. All props to him. So,
Are you a fan of him yet?
well, I've always been a fan of his.
I don't know, man. He's not lying. Got the same damn name, and you were like, we should ship him out. Like,
all right.
like, you did say that a couple of years ago before he won the title. Like, you were ready to ship his ass out.
I was very upset with him at one point.
You were ready to ship him.
But I'm very happy with him and his play right now. So, anybody can go next. Go ahead.
My team that I'm really looking at, it's Detroit, man. They are, I mean, wow, to be number one in the East right now. I expected them to be in that top 5, but to be number one and leading and looking good doing it, so I'm very surprised about this team. And yeah, I'm surprised about Boston too. I thought the same thing you guys thought too. I thought Boston would be 7 or 8 at this point, and to be second, alone in second place right now and staying on Detroit's heels, that's impressive. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta go with the Boston Celtics because you lose Horford, Porzingis, Drew, Tatum's not there. You're like, damn, all right, Jaylen Brown, have some fun, buddy. And then they lost the first 3 games in a row to Philly, New York, and Detroit, and they weren't even that competitive in the other 2. And then they won 3 in a row, and I was like, maybe. And then they dropped to Houston, Utah, and I was like, ooh, when we lost to Utah, we were 3 and 5.
Ooh, yeah.
I was like, shit, man. I don't know. We need to just grease the skids for an ass whooping, or like if this team's gonna pull it out. But they rebounded nicely, and they're doing. Like if this was a loaded Celtics team with like Jason Tatum and stuff like that, being number 3 right now, and having the record we have, we'd be like, man, we are underachieving. But with where the roster is, we're like, all right, man, I see you, Boston. So I'm pleasantly surprised that our Celtics are as competitive as they are.
I'm also surprised that they have stayed competitive enough to be up there in the standings. Also, yeah, the Pistons, even my own Heat, which I mentioned earlier. I mean, for losing Jimmy Butler and then just having Tyler Hero, it just speaks about the coaching and some of the new guys on the team.
Yeah, I think Miami's also a very solid pick. It's like, I don't know how, but they always seem to manage to be right in the mix of things. So, all right, let's go to negative surprise. Go ahead, G Money.
Oh, Cleveland, even though they won tonight. I mean, ostensibly, when you looked at the East going into this, Indiana was done because they had injuries. Boston, same thing, injury plus you shipped all your players out. The Knicks are just one night good, next night not so mediocre. So you figured, and you weren't sure with Detroit, but Cleveland should be there. Cleveland should be, if not in first, then really close to being first, and they're not. They're definitely not. That is my disappointment. Cleveland, the fuck. You're gonna suck like all your other semi-pro teams that you have there.
Go ahead, June.
You know, I wrote this down, and it's probably because they are in last place. I expected them to be bad, but not this bad, historically bad, and that's the Indiana Pacers. What a turnaround of 1 year makes, man. I understand, you know, you got your best player out. They gave away some pieces that left the team, but my God, this team is historically bad. And you go from being in the finals the year before all the way to you probably get the lottery pick this year. I mean, they may not even win 30 games this season. This team is bad. And so I'm just like, what is going on in Indiana? They got to be scratching their head. Halliburton, I know he's out, you know, we all, you know, but this team was deep. That was one of the reasons why this team made that run into the playoffs and get into the finals, because they were so deep. But to look at them now, and it's like, this team is not even a viable basketball team. So, yeah, it's Indiana for me.
Go ahead, Malin.
You know what? I was going to be the one to say it. I'm disappointed in OKC, to be honest with you.
Go ahead. I got to hear this. I got to hear this bullshit.
You started off 24-1. Everyone's like, "Oh, you're gonna break the regular season record." You got the freak from Canada and all the lanky ass people. You guys are the best team in basketball, 24-1, and you show up with 14-9 after that. Like, what happened to this team? Like, I thought they were the best. I thought they were gonna break records. 24-1, and then go 14-9 after the fact. They slipping a little bit. They're slipping. They can get got. So yeah, I mean, they're supposed to be all that.
Oh my God. This has to be satire.
I'm serious. They were 24-1, and people were actually saying that they could beat Golden State's record of only 3 losses. Or something stupid like that, and they're like,
it was like 7 or 8.
It's 9 losses. 9 losses.
They were like, yeah, you guys could beat Golden State's regular season record, and then Oklahoma said, "Hold my beer, no, we can't, Chief." And it wasn't just them losing; it was also like teams that they started losing to, also. That you're just like, damn, man, you can't beat San Antonio to save your fucking life. You lost to Charlotte.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Charlotte.
Portland's in there too.
And they lost to Indiana, June.
Yep, the other night.
Yeah, they did. They did. I saw that.
You're talking about disappointing. Like, when I say disappointment, I mean because the expectations were here.
Mm-hmm.
And you started off 24-1, and you've brought the expectations down to here because of how you've played like the last 25 games. So yes, I'm a hater. I know that, and I want them to die. The playing team to crash.
There it is.
Run into the
and there it is. I knew it was coming from somewhere. Knew it was coming from somewhere.
You can't ignore that they have been playing below expectations the last 25 games.
Okay.
As of late, yeah. Go ahead, Nestor.
As of late, okay.
I'm gonna go with a different team. I'm actually gonna go with the Minnesota Timberwolves. I think the last 2 seasons have been disappointing, and I think they're riding a bit the hype of Anthony Edwards, and eventually there's going to be some sort of reckoning for this team because they're in limbo. Given the roster they have, they should be, I feel like, a little bit performing better. So eventually, if they don't find the solution to the issues, they're just gonna. I mean, I don't see anything good in their future. I just think they should be performing better, given the roster.
All right.
Jalen, my take's going on TikTok, isn't it?
Yes.
That's a great idea.
Mhm.
I didn't think about it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes,
Including
it is.
the team playing.
Yeah.
So it's funny that you mentioned that Indiana game where they went in. That was the first time they went to OKC since they lost in Game 7 of the finals. And I think that definitely sort of some motivation. And damn, if you would have put some money on that money line, you would have made out pretty well. 'Cause I'm pretty sure the Thunder were double-digit favorites to win that game. So,
Oh yeah.
but
And I was like,
anyway,
disappointment.
Pacers are also my biggest surprise in a negative way. Because, like I just said, like you just went to a Game 7. You were basically a Halliburton ACL away from damn near winning the finals. And then you're pretty much the worst team in the NBA. And you're minus Halliburton. You also did lose Turner. Outside of that, though, it's mainly the same team. Like all those guys are still there. So I don't understand how they fell that far. Same coach. Like I don't get it. Halliburton cannot be worth that much to that team. Like, come on, Miles Turner cannot be worth that much either. Once he does come back and going at things next year, I'm curious to see if they're gonna want to change up that core because that shows something beyond just Tyrese Halliburton. So Pacers are my biggest disappointment for the year. All right, let's go into Sleeper. Who is a team that people are not talking about that you think you should keep an eye on? G-Money.
Once again, it's going to be Phoenix for me. I mean, after they got rid of everybody except Devin Booker, and they couldn't trade him because they had no trade clause, and they didn't realize that. They're getting good play from Devin and from Dylan Brooks and from Mark Williams, the center. You know, they're quiet, and nobody's really talking about them. But as time goes on, they're going to get better. They're not going to get worse. And watching the Lakers game earlier and seeing how they got handled, and watching the San Antonio-Houston game right now, I think Phoenix can hang with all these teams. So my sleeper is Phoenix.
Yeah, I'm gonna go real quick here. I'm right there with you, G-Money. Phoenix has been a big shock to me this year, and they have shown they can hang with anybody. Dylan Brooks, as much as I can't stand him, I gotta give him his flowers because he's stepped up big time. I don't know what the hell happened. Something's different in Phoenix for him, but he's averaging more points than he ever has as a Sun. He's still Dylan Brooks, but he's found a way to plug into the system on both sides of the ball and be really efficient. Grayson Allen off the bench, he's been really good for them. Obviously, Devin Booker is still Devin Booker. And this is all without Jalen Green really doing anything yet. Like, he's still in and out of the lineup. I think he's only played 4 games. Assuming that he is able to come back healthy at some point, like, they should take off even further once he's added back into the mix. So look out for Phoenix. And I can't believe I'm saying that, but damn, they're good.
And here I thought that I was going to have, like, you know, like that take that nobody else is going to have. And everybody else saying Phoenix. Damn. Money brought him up as one of the ones, you know, of like, you know, like prizes or whatever. I was like, okay, that's fine. And then he brings them up again, and then you bring and you're right, like Dylan Brooks, man, he's doing more than just talking shit and looking ugly. And that's different for him. So he's playing well. Booker, I think he was just waiting for all these other shooters to get out of his damn city, so that he could maybe look like Booker of old a little bit. I've been impressed. I've been impressed. Who would have thought that they'd get rid of AD and Beal and they would be like one game away from the Rockets that have Durant. They're right there with the Rockets right now.
Mhm.
After giving them one of their best players, they're like, "We'll give you one of our best players, and we're still gonna hang with you." So yeah, I'm very surprised.
June.
Yeah, I chose this off the beaten path, and I just watched them a couple of times. I chose the Bulls in the East, man. They're on the outside looking in. They've had some good games, even though they just fucking lost. I wrote that down earlier today, and then they lose to Indiana, and I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? But anyway, I think the Bulls have a good young nucleus, and we was talking about a spot for Giannis, and this could be a spot for Giannis if they wanted to trade in the East, because it's a young team. And I think they got a chance to make the playoffs and could possibly make some noise in the playoffs. They kind of remind me of Indiana or Cleveland from a couple of years ago, where a team that was starting to make some noise and starting to get in the playoffs. And they're just looking for that next, they need that big player. They need that name in there for this team. But I think the Bulls could make some noise if they continue the way they're doing this season. Not losing to the fucking Pacers, but I think they can make some noise in the East.
The Bulls.
The Bulls.
The Phoenix Suns are consistently annoying, and they are not going to win anything anytime soon, which is why I pick the team that's being slept on the most, the Toronto Raptors. They should not be winning games the way they are winning games. They're fourth in the East. They are the only Toronto team that I don't hate or dislike, just because they saved us from noise pollution that year. They beat Golden State. They went 4-1 on a 5-game Western Conference trip, and they're doing good. They might pull some moves soon and maybe save us from noise pollution soon, eventually, again. So
they've got a great core there.
Yep.
Jalen, I just looked at this Bulls roster, and I looked at all their faces. I have never seen a group of people that need to be sponsored by some hygiene products if I have in my life with this group of people. I don't know what the Head and Shoulders to get in there, man.
Currently looking at the roster right now.
They got some Sesame Street looking fuckers over there, man.
We talking about my boy Kobe White.
I don't understand. Oh Lord, I think Giddey and White are very efficient players, but they just got beat by Indiana. They let the Lakers blow them out 2 nights ago. I'm like, the Lakers don't play any defense. How do you lose to them like that?
It's a youth, man.
Looks like a mix between Jeffrey Dahmer and what's the comedian from Ace Ventura? What the hell is his name? What's his name? Ed Mask, and you know what I'm talking about, right? What the hell?
Jim Carrey.
You talking about Jim Carrey?
Oh man,
Yeah.
Oh no, he looks like a mix between Jim Carrey and Jeffrey Dahmer, man.
God, please
Baby
stop.
girl got a blowout out there with that hair too, man. He looks fucking crazy. Oh, look at his profile picture on ESPN.
Oh my God.
I do
Fucking
see
eat.
the Jim Carrey eyebrows.
He eats people.
Oh,
All right, well, those are some interesting picks. I will say it was kind of cool to see Bronny play in Cleveland tonight, and the entire arena be rooting for him, even though they were getting blown out. But it was pretty funny. All right, Let's move on to Ride or Die in 5. This is where we give you the 5 best betting picks in the NBA for this week. As we transition fully into NBA picks, next week will be our Super Bowl episode, just forewarning. So those will all be Super Bowl picks. Once that is gone, though, it will be just full on NBA until the summertime. So this is a little preview of what's to come. Last week, I went 4-1. Great week. Malin went 3-2, and then everybody else went 2-3. G Money did hit his lock though, which I would like to add, people. The locks are supposed to be something that you're certain is going to hit, and I think in the past 3 weeks, G Money, I think that was the only one that has hit in the last 3 weeks.
I think we've been we went a little crazy with our locks.
I was doing nice.
10-bet parlays.
I was doing nice and simple stuff during the middle of the football season and hitting my lock all the time. And then Hard Rock finally let me deposit money again, and I was like, bet, bitch, let's go crazy. What we've been doing.
So there is that. Let's hop into the first game. Now for NBA picks, we just go straight money line. It's very vanilla, but we don't really get lines, until the day of. So let's go OKC at Minnesota tomorrow night. G Money.
Give me OKC. No rhyme or reason, just give me OKC.
I am also going to go OKC here. There's a shot that Ant-Man doesn't play tomorrow. He's got a weird toe infection. I don't know how that applies here, but whatever. Also, Minnesota's coming off a back-to-back. They just played tonight. OKC is they're in a kind of a rough patch, but if they're playing anybody that's off a back-to-back, give me the Thunder. So, yeah, long story short. Go ahead, June.
Yeah, I'm taking OKC in this.
Malin.
Hey, come on, show me something, Thunder. W. I mean, if the team bus can't get in an accident, I might as well pick the Thunder to try to win this game. So, we go Thunder.
Go ahead, Nestor.
Yeah, give me OKC.
Yeah, what's wrong with you?
All right, let's go.
I've been asking that for a long time, June. I know it.
Let's go. Saturday night, there's I guess NBA schedules all the Texan games in one weekend here. We got San Antonio and Houston tonight, but we got Dallas and Houston on Saturday night. I'll go first here. I'm just going to take Houston. They are a significantly better team than the Mavs. So, yep. June.
Yes, I will take Houston. Show me the money.
Malin.
Got the Texas Bowl. One team looks like a pile of shit in a bowl, and the other one looks like a decent NBA team. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Rockets.
Nestor.
I'm also going to take the Rockets.
G Money.
Yeah. Who's on Dallas's roster? I think isn't he injured too? He having an ankle thing going on now.
No, he's back. He played tonight. Yeah, Cooper played tonight.
Give me Houston.
I love her all picking them, and Houston's in the midst of blowing a 15 to 20 point lead right now. So that's good. Omen.
I would also like to point out, does anyone else notice how much shorter our synopsis is on why we're picking who we're picking when it comes to the NBA? not anywhere nearly as in depth of the reasons why we're going to go 3-2.
There's no wind in the NBA.
Nestor,
right.
is that a Disney World Letterman's jacket behind you?
I keep seeing that too.
It is, isn't
Right?
it?
I keep seeing that.
Good eye.
It's
That's a
not.
flag.
It's just a sweatshirt. It's not a Letterman.
Oh, it's-
Now that would be.
Yeah, man.
I was about to say that's how you got your reputation. You love Disney.
Well, maybe Flag didn't. Cooper, I guess he didn't play tonight. Oh yeah, he's out. Unknown injury. Yeah, he was out tonight. He said he was going to play earlier. Now, unknown injury. He was out. So whatever.
He probably caught the toe infection from Ant-Man.
Mm.
Hate to see it. All right. Next game, Sunday. We've got the Magic going to San Antonio. June.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Spurs on this. I just like them at home. On the Magic, the Magic plays tough. The Magic is a tough team, but I still don't think they can come into San Antonio and win that game. So, give me the Spurs.
Malin?
Yeah, I'm taking the Spurs. Wembanyama, baby. Get it.
Nestor.
Spider.
Also taking the Spurs.
G Money.
Damn, I guess we're all taking the Spurs.
Gonna go 1-4.
I know.
Hey, this is our first full week of NBA. This is our first full week of NBA. We might need to settle in a little bit.
Yeah, I'm also taking the Spurs at home, who are looking really good right now. I'm not gonna lie, as they are tracking down the Rockets. All right,
we are.
Next game Sunday night, we've got the Lakers at the Knicks, which, by the way, it's gotta be so far the most expensive ticket in this season. Ticket prices start at $450 if you want to go to this game at Madison Square Garden.
Damn.
Unbelievable. So if you got at least $450 laying around that you want to go shit out, there you go. Let's start off with Malin.
I'm taking the Knicks, but a little bit reluctantly because we know how Madison Square Garden is famous for like these older players, these, icons of the league showing out one last time. Like they always try to show out at the Garden. And so like if LeBron puts on a show and the Lakers end up winning, I'm going to be pissed. Because that's really the only shot I think they got. Because team-wise and flow, they're just kind of all over the place. So I'm going to take the Knicks right now. But watch LeBron go off. Do something stupid.
Nestor.
I'm also fucking with the Knicks.
Oh, we better win one, guys.
Oh, this
Better
is
win.
great. G Money.
Well, we watched the Lakers tonight. They didn't play very much defense, but I also know the Knicks don't even know what defense is.
Nope.
They're kind of confused about that, especially when you look at Brunson and Cat. Those men play defense, they would win more games. But why? Why? They don't pay me to play defense. They pay me to score. And Cat's, this is his lowest scoring average in his career this year. Give me the Lakers. I'm rolling with the Lakers.
Let's go.
Everybody knows the Lakers are going to win.
G Money, I'm right there with you. I'm taking the Lakers in this one because Malin mentioned it. MSG is a place for the stars. I'm expecting Luka to have a game. I think he's going to go off for 40 points. Also, Austin Reeves should be coming back any day now. So if not on Friday or whenever the next game is. I think that game, because I think they've got New York and then Brooklyn, and then they go back home. But they're saying that he should be back before the end of this road trip. So
that's what they said. Yeah,
I think there's a shot the AR-15 comes back for this one, and we get to see the full force Lakers. So I'm taking Luka to have a big game and Lakers to win. June.
Yep, I'm with you. Taking the Lakers. Lakers win. I love LA.
All right, Nestor, we're going 5-0.
That's the spirit.
Was that a dig at me?
What? It's about you, June.
I think that was aimed towards me.
Let's go to the last game.
I feel like everybody else this year has been on an island with Nestor except for me. I think I'm the only one that hasn't been on an island with Nestor yet. So
yeah, that hasn't happened many times.
There you go.
See what happens.
We're breaking the.
I'm gonna want to see. I'm gonna want to see the Nestor. See who else has been on Nestor Island. What you all been doing?
I think people have been winning when they're on that island with them.
The tapes.
And it is wild.
What's the archives?
All right. Philly at the Clippers on Monday. Nestor.
I'm actually going Philly on this one. No important, great analysis on that one. I just think Philly's going to go to LA and win. I don't trust the Clippers at all.
G-Money.
Well, not that I trust the Clippers, but I don't trust Philly either. I'm going Clippers. They have been playing fairly decent of late. And, you're going cross country. Yeah, give me the Clippers.
Yeah, Clippers are at home. Philly seems to fold at any kind of adversity. So, big road trip. Give me the Clippers at home. June.
Yeah, I'm taking the Clippers. I was trying to look up the Clippers under Philly's road record, but I just think Clippers can win at home over this team because they're going to be. It's kind of like that tail end. They got the Warriors the next night, and then they got the Lakers 2 days later. So it's going to be a tough road week for them. I think they just dropped that first one to the Clippers.
And Malin.
Listen, Nestor, you and me again, man. Dude. We riding high and dirty on this one. I'm taking Philly. I don't believe in the Clippers, and Philly actually has a winning record on the road. They're 12-8. They're 500. Both teams just playing like. I don't know. You're making me nervous. You know what? I can't do it on two. I can do it on one, but I can't do it on two. I can't. There's just something in me.
That's good. Good.
I'm gonna go ahead and take the Clippers. It also doesn't help that I just looked at the fact that the Clippers are 9-1 in their last 10. And I ain't about to walk around with a team that's 4-6 in their last 10. I didn't see that stat. I was looking at that road record that Philly had. So if I lose, I lose. But you're stupid if you're not stupid if you go up against Team 9-1. I'm sorry, Nestor, but that'd be dumb for me to. I'm just gonna shut up.
Let's go to our locks. Now, I know this is kind of a weird one just because, again, lines really aren't set outside of some of the games tomorrow. So it's kind of hard to pick a lock outside of a game that's for tomorrow. But as we get back into the NBA swing, we'll kind of get things worked out with this. But one lock, this is a bet that you would, again, encourage the viewers to make at home. It does not have to be a parlay, but it can be. But I think ideally, if we were all making one safe pick, and the viewers could then parlay all of those safe picks.
Right.
My lock, I'll kick this off. I am taking the players actually playing right now. Alperen Sengun, who is an absolute baller. Should I add that? I'm taking his over on rebounds tomorrow night when they play Atlanta. His line is at 8.5. It's pretty favored amongst most of the books, so I think it's a pretty safe pick. Atlanta doesn't have any other big man that I think would really give him a hard time at hitting that number anyway, even taking into consideration a back-to-back. So, yeah, I think Sengun's going to have a pretty big game, probably close to a double-double. If I wasn't wrong in the double-double last week, I would have gone with that, but I think over on the rebounds, Sengun, that's my pick, 8.5. Who would like to go next?
Next.
I'll go.
I got it.
Yep.
So tomorrow
Okay.
night, bet. Oh,
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh.
Go ahead.
tomorrow night, bet MGM. The Nuggets and the Nets. The Nuggets are favored by 7.5. I'm taking the Nuggets to win by 7.5. That's it.
Go ahead, G-Money.
Okay, so BetMGM and Draft won't give me player props up here, and they weren't really giving me point spreads either for tomorrow or even the rest of the week. So I said, fuck both of you. Fuck you, State of Washington, for not allowing me to do this. I went with golf. The 2026 Farmers Open.
Let's go.
Ludwig Aberg. He's 17-1, which actually makes him this the number 2 favorite, but behind Alexander Schauffele. So I'm taking Ludwig. Why? Well, because quite frankly, he almost won it last year. He was leading after 2 rounds and then got sick. Hell, he was leading the American Express after a round and got sick. So Ludwig, if you're listening, and I know you do, don't eat any American food. That shit just fucks you up. Stick to the food you know. Stick to the food you like. Don't go, ooh, cheeseburger sounds good. No, it does not, sir. So 17-1, my friends. That's what they're giving.
I love it. The Farmers Cup. Shit. Get it how you live it. All right, Nestor, Malin, who wants to go next?
Go ahead, Nestor.
Shit. I don't trust any player props in the NBA until further notice. I've tried it this year and lost a lot doing that. So I'm gonna go with a lock and then a little bit risky, just to make it a little fun. Nuggets to win and the Heat to win.
On which nights?
Nuggets to be tomorrow. Who they're playing?
The Nets.
Let's
They
try.
play the Nets. Yeah, the Nets tomorrow.
Beat the Nets and then the Heat to beat Chicago.
Got it. Got it. All right. Go ahead, Malin.
All right. So I actually went hockey on this one. We'll talk about that hockey. Tomorrow night, Seattle Kraken play the Toronto Maple Leafs. And you guys know how much I think about Canada. So if you bet the Kraken to win, there's no point spread. This is just bet them to win. Okay. And the under 6.5 goals, a $10 bet will get you $33 on Hard Rock. It's the best I could do on trying to be simple.
Okay.
Best I got.
I like it.
Yeah.
All right. So for this variety hour here, we've got us all taking the Thunder to win tomorrow night. We're all taking the Rockets to win on Saturday night against the Mavs. We're all taking the Spurs Sunday against the Magic. Nestor and Malin are taking the Knicks on Sunday night. The rest of us are with the Lakers. On Monday night, Nestor is taking the Sixers. The rest of us are with the Clippers. And then locks, I've got Şengün over 8.5 rebounds against the Hawks. June has got the Nuggets covering 7.5 points against the Nets. G Money has got Ludwig Aberg to win the Farmers Cup. Nestor has got Denver and Miami winning tomorrow night. And then Malin has got the Kraken beating Toronto and the game being under 6.5 goals.
Jalen, will you put our locks in the chat after the show? Because I want to build this on Hard Rock and just see what the payout on this wild ass shit is going on. And don't get used to this, America, because next week's the Super Bowl. We probably gonna do some crazy shit.
Next week we're going all out with the wackiness.
I'm gonna have a 12-bet parlay, baby.
One last shebang. All right. That will do it. Be sure to tune in next week because it will be our Super Bowl episode. So it's going to be all things Super Bowl. A little bit of trivia will probably be in there. Obviously, we're going to have some crazy picks, parlays coming up. So be sure to tune in next Wednesday night. With that being said, folks, we will see you all a week from now. Be sure to follow us on social media at AFR Sports. Be sure to follow June on TikTok. It is linked down in the description below. And we'll see you all next week. Peace out. Stay warm.
Peace.
Peace.